Before Christ. It's actually kind of hard for me to say before Christ because I grew up in church, and if you would have asked me if I was a Christian, I would have told you absolutely, and I would have felt confident. But it really took a big thing for God to get my attention. When we got married, my grandpa married us. Me and my grandpa were very close, and it took him passing away for me to evaluate my life. And I was sitting at his funeral, and they were reading from his journals that he had written when he was in his 20s and 30s. And oh my gosh, it was like reading an old theologian. It was amazing to read what he had written. And when we left and we were on our way home, I remember telling you that when I got home, I wanted to go to church and I wanted to do things different. And it just really set in stone in me at that point. And we did. We came home. We started going to church. We got back in a small group. And it's just, God just set things off. And it was literally like, I grew up in church. I really thought I knew Jesus. But I had no idea. And then when we came home, he totally flipped everything. It was like not even waking up the same person. I would not know the person that I was before Christ.
I know before I found Christ, it was, adrenaline junkie, motorcycles, cars, whatever I could do, when I want, how I want, whatever was fun at the moment, and whatever, I seen fit. It wasn't really Christ-minded or much less eternally ran. And after I found Christ and got to know Christ, it was more joyful, less stress, not having to worry about anything. That, ultimately, it's in His hands and you don't have to worry about it. He's going to take care of all of it.
So one really fundamental thing is in our small group, we did a study called Soul Detox, and one of the topics was fear. And a really good friend of ours is in there, and he was telling us that one of his greatest fears was losing his job. And I never said it out loud, but I remember looking at him and thinking that not being able to pay our bills would top my list. Like, that is not... always been a legitimate concern. And the way things have turned out, a couple months after that, I left a very decent paying job at the cancer center, and I took a job at True to Life Ministries. That was okay because he was the sole provider. So, income from True to Life wasn't such a big deal. And about a month later is when he broke his ankle. And I remember when we were at the ER in Houston, sitting by the bed, and I just remember thinking, I have to go get a second job. Just reality, you start planning for what you need to do, and how we're going to pay this, and how we're going to pay that. And so I had a plan going in my mind, but the whole time, I just had a different level of peace because I know all things are according to God's will, and that He has purpose in everything. And I trust that. It's taken this really ugly thing that happened, and I just turned it inside out. And Jesus is in the business of doing that. Taking people and things and turning what's bad into what's good. And He didn't stop there, it slowed us down. I don't know. This year, we're spending more time treating it as a season of Advent. This is when Jesus was born, and this is what changed the world, I don't know. I don't even care about all the stuff. It didn't even register on my mind that I don't care if I get anything for Christmas. I know you don't care.
No, I don't.
I want to teach my kids more than just this is what you get at Christmas. None of that matters anymore. It's just not important. So it's just been a really rich season. There might not be excess presents, but there's excess faith and excess trust, and it's been good. So I feel hopeful for that.
Definitely keeps on growing.
Yeah.